Today, we will talk about Operation Thunderbolt, a counter-terrorist operation which was taken by the Israeli military forces. Now, before we get into the actual operation, let us see what happened. On 27th of June 1976, an Air France flight which was traveling from Tel Aviv started towards Paris, carrying 248 passengers. Some of them were Israelis and some of them were non-Israelis. What happened on the way was this flight had a scheduled stop at Athens, Greece. It had a scheduled stop at Athens, Greece. From here, from Athens, it would have gone to Paris. Now, in Athens, when the flight landed in Athens, a group from Palestine Front for Liberation of Palestine, PFLP, some of the terrorists onboarded the plane and hijacked the plane. Now, from Athens, it moved southwards towards Benghazi, Libya. It waited in Benghazi, Libya, as in the dictator of Libya at that point of time was Gaddafi, as some of you might be knowing. Now, Gaddafi allowed the plane to land in Libya and to refuel the plane. But after a certain point of time, due to international pressure, Gaddafi had to ask the plane to evacuate Libya. When it evacuated Libya, when it left Libya, the terrorists negotiated with different dictators, and Idi Amin from Uganda, Idi Amin Dada from Uganda, allowed the plane to be stationed at Uganda, Entebbe, Uganda. So the plane which was scheduled to move to Paris moved to Athens, then to Benghazi, Libya for refueling, and then it moved to Entebbe, Uganda. Now, once it reached Uganda, the problem started. Or the problem would have happened during hijacking only, but once it landed in Uganda, the number of, the people who were on board on the plane were divided into Israelis and non-Israelis. 94 Israeli passengers were there, all the passports were confiscated. 94 Israeli passengers were there who were docked in a special region in the Entebbe airport. And the remaining passengers, after a little bit of negotiations, these remaining passengers were left to their destination in Paris. Now, why were the terrorists doing this? The terrorists wanted to free 40 Palestine soldiers, or you can call terrorists, that was captured by Israel. They wanted to free them in exchange of the hostages. Now, the negotiation started between the Palestinian forces and the Israeli Defense Organization. Idi Amin, the dictator of Uganda, who was providing logistical support to the terrorists, had played a very important role here. Because he was providing the logistical support, terrorists had a lot of say in the negotiations. Initially, Israeli forces thought that they would have no choice other than that to leave the or release the 40 prisoners that was being held by the Israeli forces. The first mistake the terrorists committed was that, as a first step, in order to, Idi Amin came under a lot of pressure and directed the non-Israelis to be released. As soon as the non-Israelis got released, Mossad started its action. It went to the passengers who got released, started capturing important intelligence about the Entebbe airport. Once from the feedback about from the passengers that the Israeli Mossad forces got, they started creating a plan. And in a plan of 7 days, they thought that instead of releasing the prisoners, let's target a counter-terrorism operation, and they named it as Operation Thunderbolt or Operation Entebbe. Now let us come to the counter-terrorism operation. The counter-terrorism operation happened on 4th of July 1976. Now there was a lot of intelligence that was gathered. Israel wanted to send an aeroplane with 100 commandos to the Entebbe airport. But there was a problem. Tel Aviv was separated from Entebbe by 400 miles, 4,000 kilometers. So they would need refueling of the plane once they take the passengers and come back. Now they needed one country which could provide them with some kind of logistical support. No country was ready to do that. Finally, Kenya, who is a neighbor of Uganda, supported this operation. So it was 4th July 1976. exactly 1 week after the Air France plane got hijacked. The Israeli soldiers, after careful and meticulous planning, dressed themselves as Ugandan soldiers, took a black Mercedes, analogous to the one which Idi Amin used to use for his transport, and boarded an airplane which would take them to the Entebbe airport. Now, the airplane was to fly at a very low height so that radar could not detect that particular plane. They landed in the Entebbe airport, took the Mercedes, and then started towards the point where hostages were placed. Now, incidentally, at that point of time, Idi Amin was using a white colored Mercedes. So the Ugandan soldiers stopped them. As soon as the soldiers, as in the commandos, opened fire on the Ugandan soldiers, it was a huge confusion for the Ugandan soldiers. They thought their own army had started firing on them. Famously, it is mentioned that the Ugandans have gone nuts. The soldiers were shouting, the Ugandans have gone nuts, they are firing at us. Now, they overpowered the Israeli counterterrorism team, overpowered the Ugandan soldiers, went down to the place where the hostages were kept, killed all the terrorists that was there, picked up the hostages and came back, as in boarded the flight and went off. In this whole operation took 30 to 45 minutes. All the 7 terrorists were neutralized. However, the important person, as in no hostages was left back apart from one particular person who was sent to the hospital, Ugandan hospitals, for treatment. They could not bring her back. Ultimately, Idi Amin killed her. And while flying back, the counterterrorism team destroyed all the MiG aircrafts that was placed in the Ugandan airport, Entebbe airport, so that no plane could follow the aircraft. Now, after that, they went to Kenya, they refueled the aircraft and took back the hostages. There were almost no casualties. Almost all the hostages were brought back apart from 1 or 2, and most of the counterterrorism team remained unscathed, apart from the leader, who was Jonathan Netanyahu, the brother of the current Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. He got killed, and Israelis till date remember this operation, as in remember him for carrying out this operation. Now, this is considered one of the most courageous operations, counterterrorism operations ever carried out. And this is a case study for a lot of counterterrorism teams across the world. Idi Amin, when he came to know that the hostages were secured, they could not do anything to Israel, right? But what they did was, because Kenya supported this whole program, all over Uganda, Idi Amin gave an order to kill all Kenyans residing in Uganda. Almost 300 Kenyans were killed, and 3,000 Kenyans fled the country. So this is all about the story. Do subscribe to my channel. Press the bell icon if you want to get the notifications. This is considered, as discussed earlier, this is considered one of the best counterterrorism operations that has been ever carried out. Thank you. That's all from my side.